All right, Ani Bojo, everyone. Welcome to the Mississauga Nation Workshop Series, special holiday edition here with our good friend Michele King from Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Um, First of all, we want to thank everyone for taking the time to spend some time with us online. We're really grateful for all the community support we've had, and we really appreciate everyone wanting to get involved with the Mississauga Nation, whether through our workshops or some of our questionnaires and surveys and all of that. All the work is all to the benefit of the communities, so we really appreciate that. Um, so today for our workshop series, special holiday edition, this is a perfect time to get some Christmas cards going. So we've got Michele King here who's going to walk us through that. But before I introduce her, just a couple of quick housekeeping notes, just to be conscious of your mute button, and feel free to come off mute and ask questions, or you know tell a funny story. I think we're good to do that, and all of that. We are recording right now, and we'll be sharing this video on our Facebook page and YouTube page for those that maybe the post office is being a bit behind because of the season. So all of those videos will be up for everyone to view at their own pace. So with that, I'll turn it over to our friend Michele. Michele, thanks so much for being here with us tonight. Have fun,
Thank you, Sean.
everyone.
Thank you, Sean. My name is Michele King, band member of Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. With this company that I've been with 17 years, with close to my heart. Starting actually on Thursday was my 17th year anniversary. So that was, I got an email from corporate congratulating me on being with the company for 17 years. So some of the cards that we're going to do, they're pretty simple, not too much items to use, but you're going to need some pencil crayons or markers that will be used to color your stamped images of the gnomes that we have a theme for tonight. And some adhesive. I believe you all have, if you got the package, it'll look like a similar tape dispenser like this. And we'll go through and how to use it and everything. Okay, is everybody ready? We're all good to go. Thumbs up. Okay, so also in their packages, you're going to find, we're going to start with the one with the really big tall hat and the Christmas lights. That package is the 1 and 2 cards. And we'll have a, I'll get my phone cord out of the way here. We'll start with this paper. There's a choice between the black with the Christmas lights or the gingham side. So what you're going to do is start with that, adding adhesive to the back of your little 1x4 strip of paper. I didn't keep extras on when I did the kits. I ran out of paper. So you're just going to take your, I want to move this camera up a little bit. You're going to take your adhesive roll, and usually it has like a little roller on the end, and you're just going to drag it along your paper, and that puts down a line of adhesive. So you can start with, first of all, decide if you want your card to go this way with the fold on the left or the fold on the top. So my example here is the one with the fold on the top. So then you're just going to decide, once you decide which side your fold is on, so it'll be either at the top 1/4 inch from the, about an 1/8 of an inch from the top, or from either side is where you're going to start putting your strips of paper down. So once you get your two 1 by 4 inch strips on your card, are we going okay? So those are going to go on the side or on the top and bottom. So that's how, oh, here's the other one. I did do one. So this is the other choice, top and bottom. And then that's the reverse side of that gingham paper. So it's just a personal choice as to what color you want on your front. And so from there, we're going to, if anybody's got coloring to do, once we get this red paper down, then you can start coloring your little gnomes in. If you have pencil crayons or markers. And there's a little accessory pack in your kit as well that had some little foam, I think it's a strip of foam dots. These are similar to this, but they're little foam squares. Oops, where's the camera? And so those, once you color your gnome in, then you take that and put that on the reverse side of your, this one's not, so on the back of that one. And you only need 1 or 2, well, 2 or 3 actually on these ones. On the back of that to just pop it up off the page. It's just a different, gives your card a little bit of depth. So once we get that, I can probably do this here. I think this one's not stuck down as well as the other one. So you're going to put your red card, your red cardstock piece in the middle of those 2 end strips. So you can choose either side. I believe it's a double. It's got a lighter and a darker side of the red. I think these are same side. So, and then once you get that down, again, you're just going to use your tape and run some strips. I can probably tack this one down better. So I think I just did the middle. I try not to do too much in case I put it down crooked and then I need to move it. And then if there's too much tape on there, it's not going to go anywhere. So then we're going to put that. So either way, if your card is this way, it's going to be sort of like that, or this way. Once you get that stuck down, and the other little white strips, there's 2 of them. Well, you'll have 4, but 2 that cover up that seam between the 1 inch, 1 by 4 inch strip and the center cardstock piece. So those are just to add some design and cover up that seam. And you can just run a strip of tape down the back of it. And cover up that little seam. Is there any questions? Is everybody ready for Christmas? Is anybody doing some last minute shopping? A lot of areas are going in the red and the gray, so it's going to be a little difficult to go into stores this year. So once you get that all set up and you have a chance to color your gnome, some of the different products that we have are, we call them shimmer brushes. They have a bit of a, I don't know if you can see on this one, it has a bit of a sheen to it. We'll see, it's got some sparkle in there. So those are just some of the things that if we were in a in-person workshop, those would be on the table for you to use, but 2020 has us all zooming around the internet. And then just regular, I just use regular markers to color in the hat. And the same with the, on this one, I use the markers to do the mittens and the boots, and just markers to use the Christmas lights on there. But your choice, I mean, there's no right way or wrong way to color a gnome, because I don't think they have color coordinated colors. And you see those gnomes in people's gardens are kind of all funky colors. So is there any questions or any comments on? Awesome, that looks great. But yeah, you see, you just pick in your accessory pack there was some of the hat, there was some little sentiments that you can put on the front of your card. So once you're finished coloring and got all your background images down or your paper down, then you can choose whichever sentiment that you want. So there's I'll be gnome for Christmas, Merry Christmas. I think some said merry and bright. I did them so quick, I can't remember which stamp sets I used. Just the thing about our stamp sets, they come in an envelope that looks like this. This has the thin cuts, which is, I took this thin cut. I don't think do I have them? No, I don't have them, but this one here. So they come like these little metal dies that you put through a cuddle bug or a Sizzix. It's like a rolling machine that you put through and it cuts out these little images out of your cardstock. And then you take your stamp. These stamps come off in a carrier sheet, and they're clear. And you put them on. I don't think I have a block here. I just moved, so my craft stuff did not make the move yet. I need to expand already. So you would put it on a clear acrylic block, stamp it in your ink, and then stamp it on your little cutout. So I cut all of those little gnomes and stamped all of those little gnomes for you guys. And so you can see from these ones that are darker, they have I used a black ink that is, it's like an archival ink. And you can use, it's a solvent based, so it's permanent ink. And you can color with like watercolor pencils or inks, and the lines won't smear on you if you had a different medium to color. So those are some of our, this is our Christmas gnome set. You can buy just the stamp or the stamp and the thin cuts if you happen to have a machine that would do any cutting out, die cutting. So that's that. But yeah, they do come clear. We switched. I started in 2003 and we still had wood mounted stamps at that point. And by the following year, we had switched over to these polymer stamp sets that kind of changed the industry for scrapbooking and stamping. Because before, if you had a wooden block, I'm going to use one of these little coasters here. If you had a wooden block and if you saw old stamp sets, they were pink rubber, and that rubber was glued onto a piece of wood. So if you wanted to stamp this little candy cane up in the corner here, you would like kind of have to guess where it was going to go with a wooden block stamp. So now, because we use the clear stamp blocks and our stamp images are clear, you can see exactly, well, you can't see with this one, but you can see exactly where you're going to place it. And it just makes things a whole lot easier, especially if you're doing some intricate cards and with different designs on them and such. Okay. How's everybody doing? Are we ready to move on? So on the second card, you would just do either the same that you just did or mix it up like I did with this one, change the way the pattern paper was showing. And that's one of the great things about our pattern paper is you usually get two sides. One's printed, they're both printed sides, so you can choose, just doubles your choice when you're making cards and scrapbook pages and such. So we are, Close to My Heart has been in business for over 35 years and has been in Canada for 17. So I joined in 2003 when they just launched into Canada. And we had, I forget even, I think we were at 500 consultants within 7 to 8 months, I think. So, and I think we're up to, not just in Canada, but 500 in Canada. And then we had close to 5,000 in total, I think, for the company. They don't actually tell us, but we usually have 5,000 subscribers on our corporate Facebook page. Now, one of the other things that I completely miss about Close to My Heart, we switched to regional events, and it was, hi. So we switched to a regional event, and they stopped having our annual convention where we would all kind of gather around and do scrapbooking and listen to new product launches. And so the last one we had was in Utah last July. And for that, I mean, we do pay, unless your sales are, you're doing really well in the, I'm more of a hobbyist. I do scrapbooking and mostly card making, just for my own things. And I kind of got tired of paying $8 a card at Hallmark and then having to spend forever trying to find one that I actually wanted to use or buy. So that, and then I kind of always made, even in high school, I kind of did a couple of cards for my friends for their birthdays and stuff like that. So kind of always been in the craft scene, I guess. One of the other things is, so yeah, we had our convention last year in Utah, and I think we had just about 2,000 consultants. When we have it at prior years, we've had them at the Walt Disney resorts. So the one in Florida, the one in Los Angeles, the one in Hawaii. The numbers like jump in terms of consultants, and they make it a family vacation. But this year, all of our regional events got pushed to online, and they do they do card workshops. You can buy a kit and do the whole kit with close to my heart corporate staff. And those girls are funny. They get talking about all their stuff that's going on out in Utah and such. So that's where our head office is in Utah. And we had close, I mean, maybe it was like 1,700 last year, but it goes up and down as to who goes, and kind of like the whole economic outlook of where things are happening. So, and amazingly, this past year, the online side of Close to My Heart has just taken off from, I think, earlier in the year before COVID hit. They were doing maybe 2,000 interactions with customers on Facebook or like on their Instagram or anything like that. And even up the workshops. And by, I think our last total at October, we just had a business builders in November. So ending October, there was over 7,000 interactions with customers or clients. And it's just been astronomical increase for the company. And even back in 2008, when the markets crashed, they managed to stay afloat without any some of the big companies were either didn't make it or they took out loans and stuff. Close to My Heart was able to stay in the black the entire time. So it's kudos to our CEO, Jeanette Litton, and now it's Monica. Oh, I just lost her last name. Anyway, okay. So are we ready to move on? Is anybody, we need more time? Are we good to go to cards?
Casey here, Michelle. I think there's about 5 of us doing cards here. I think we got our 2 done. So
okay.
Wondered what the next ones are.
You can hear me stop babbling.
You're fine.
Okay, so if we got those 2 cards done, we're going to go to cards 3 and 4. And I say there's no mistakes in scrapbooking or card making. It's just a reason to embellish. So cards 3 and 4, it's the one that looks like a sleepy dwarf, or the gnome with the little sleepy looking hat with a big present. And so again, we're going to have, it's basically the same setup. One of the cards does have a little background piece of cardstock that you can use as a highlight. These are all, I used that one, and then I used the strips, same as the first card that we did. And so you get to choose, again, your, whether it opens left or right or from the bottom up. So whether your fold is on the left or on the top.
So
again, you're gonna, sorry?
This pack that came with the string? I'm not sure where the string goes in the card.
Oh, it's just an embellishment. You just tie, I don't see my string here. You just make a little bow, and then there was a little piece of paper that had little tiny glue dots on them. I'm just gonna jump off here. Oh, actually, here it is. There's some ribbon like this. Whoops, like this. And I just tied a bow. And then the other pieces are like this jute. So, and I was just sticking them on as a little accent piece on the card. So now you could just trim, you'll need scissors too, but you can do that later. And you put that little glue dot on the back. I didn't bring any with me. But, or your tape runner should work too, if you can get it on there. Yeah, so that's where that string can go. Just, or even at the top.
I think I went to one of your workshops too before. Do you think there's, well, maybe not. I was wondering if you think there'd be enough, you know, how you tie it around the inside and then tie it back on the outside?
Oh, well, you could tie it along the side. I don't think it's long enough actually. Yeah, no, it's not long enough. The quickest way to make a bow I found, was to do the two bunny ears and just tie them together. And then you could just trim it up. But yeah, I don't think I cut it long enough to go around the card. Or you could even stick it on his hat. They can go anywhere. So that again, so you can see in some of that I used our shimmer pens. I think Don, you were using when we did the cards for the soldiers last November, I think we did it. And I think you were using some of the shimmer pens that we had at the church dining hall. So yeah, so you're gonna take that little square and you would put that behind your, again, you can use those little dots or those little foam squares and put them underneath just to pop it up. It gives you some dimension on your, over here, on your card. And again, you can change up your sentiment. Your pieces are going to go on the side. So then you can choose either one for the little strip of jute. Okay. Anybody having any issues with coloring or any ideas on how you would color it differently?
I just had a suggestion.
Yep.
I just slit the top of the card on each corner. So you could tie a little one up there.
Oh, like with the string and just kind of cut it here?
Yeah, I cut it on the.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That would work too.
And then you could just embellish it there.
Yep.
With something.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, awesome. You'll have to show us your card.
Hi Penny, it's Casey. That was actually really helpful seeing how you did the card. I'll actually do one of mine like that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's what one of the things I did a workshop at the birthing center at Six Nations. Oh, must be 5-6 years ago, and I get the comment that, oh, I don't do that because I'm not creative and I don't have any idea as to what I'm doing or anything like that. So, but sitting there with the young moms that were there, and I cut out like how I cut out everything for you guys here. So the scrapbook page was cut out like that as well. And so I have the design set up already. And so I walk them through showing how they can set it up, and not one of those pages came out like how I had designed it. And I have no issues with somebody not following directions. So it's just it's a preference. I mean, if you didn't like the green stripe or the red stripe or anything like that, then it was completely your own choice in how you design that page. And I said to them, I held up their blank page that they had, and I said, okay, you went from this to this. And so they're like amazed that they actually did something that was creative, and they thought they didn't have it in them. So do we have any other questions? Any other something that you might have done differently on your cards? I would have liked to have done that in person, because then we get to really decorate them up with the different tools that I have. And normally I bring my little scrapbook kit with me to the workshops, but 2020 had different plans for us. Okay. How's everybody doing? Everybody's got their cards made, or need any other suggestions on how to use some different things? There's also, I think in your kits you had some little gems too. There were silver gems. So you could probably put that like on a hat on the, or on maybe on the end of these toes there. Sorry, I don't know if that came across too bright or something. So these are gold gems. They just happen to be on sale at after the Cyber Monday sale. So these are gold gems, and I think I used silver gems in those kits. But you could put those on, I think you guys got the smaller ones. You could just take that and put it on. Oh, it stuck to my finger. Oh, took off on me. So like a little embellishment on the end of the socks is something you could use those little silver gems for. Just a note that on Boxing Day, Close to My Heart will be having a sale online. And we don't know what's going on sale. They usually don't give us any heads up as to what's on sale either. So we kind of log in with the rest of the world as consultants and buy some different products that are coming up on sale. Are we doing okay? So again, your cards, those 1x4s go on the sides or at the top or the bottom. So you could probably still do this one. Just make it a different, even completely different design. Like I said, there's no right way or wrong way to do any of it. How's everybody doing?
We're doing good over. We're doing good over here. The kids are having fun doing their craft.
That's good. This is my first time ever doing a Zoom presentation, so it's been interesting. Trying to figure out how to get set up. Amazon has been a friend. Ordering in camera mounts and all of the tape dispensers that you got in your kit. Was all. I wasn't able to order from close to my heart or even Tombow to get those in time. That was kind of short notice as to getting everything ready. But I managed to do it for Casey's deadline. Are we almost ready to go? I mean, there's, like I said, these cards are pretty simple, so they're the most it takes the time is to do the coloring, and some of the markers that I used were gel pens and some shimmer brushes, and I want to show you the other cards that we have, or markers. See if I can reach it without disturbing anything. Our markers that we started carrying just last year, we started carrying them, and they are I'll show you a purple one. They're called Spector Nor Tri-Blends. And they can, you have 3 different colors in these markers. I'm gonna find a piece of paper that's gonna hold it. So they're all marked with a light, a mid color, and a darker color. And the directions are that you start with your light color. And then you can add your mid color. And you can add your darker color. And then you take your light color again and just blend over those edges. So you end up with basically three different shades of coloring on that paper. I used some of that in this hat here. You can see the different shades of blue in the hat around the edges. There's a medium and then a kind of a lighter blue in the middle. So I was just trying to do some depth in the coloring. So those are available. I'm not going to tell you how much they are through Close to My Heart, but you can find them on Amazon, and we do sell them through Close to My Heart. I believe they are $10 a marker, getting 3 markers in one, but they do have a limited lifespan because they're not refillable. But there isn't another marker out there with the 3 different blends in one marker. If you've used Copic markers, they're refillable, but you can only get 1 shade per pen. And they run at $8 usually. I think my niece was just buying, she's getting into the markers, and she just bought a, she got her birthday money and she spent it at like Michael's, and she was like, oh my God, she goes, I paid like $8 for 1 marker. All right. How's everybody going?
Do we have any more questions for Michele?
I think we're about caught up with these 2 cards. Was there 2 more, Michele? 2 more
Yep.
designs?
Yep, there's 2 more. So those 2. So we've gotten 4 cards completed. And our last set is cards 5 and 6. And that's the gnome with the little striped hat and the little antlers and the candy cane on the front. So that's your Christmas trees. And that would be along the side. Again, you can go in and change which way you want. I'm going to try and peel this off here without wrecking it. And decide on which way you want to, it's a good thing these are demo cards. Which way you want to. Some have the trees that are printed across this way, but you can use it the same way. And change the view of how you want your little gnome to be on your card. Then you can also use the little hearts, but I didn't think that was very Christmassy, but that's just my opinion. And the other ones, yeah, you had this stripe. Oh, the other one was dots on the back side of that, kind of like a candy cane stripe. It was black and gray dots on the back of that one. And so those are basically the same card setup. You're going to end up, you can move, you can put your big base cardstock piece on the back. I mean, to the very left. I mean, very right side of your card, or the bottom, if depended on if that's how you made your card. And then you can play with this little white space that we have left over. It's a design. It's a design to just add in white space on the card. So you have two printed pieces and then a white space on that card. And then I just moved it over and made it in the middle between the two printed pieces. But essentially the same setup. It's just a matter of choice, and you could center it between and have it at top and bottom between the two printed pieces. And again, the time consuming part of that is just coloring all of those little gnomes and deciding on what color to color them. Does anybody do the adult coloring books? I can't do them. They stress me out. They put too much intricate design in them and I just get overwhelmed in trying to color all those little tiny spots. So are we doing okay? A couple of things I do want to show you while we're working away here. We do have a special close to my heart. It is, we do scrapbooking and card making and paper crafting, home decor. So what I'm going to do is, this is our National Paper Crafting card kit that's coming, home decor kit that comes out for January. I don't think it's on the website yet. I think it comes out next week. $67.50 for the entire kit. You get this big wooden frame, and this home part is wooden as well. I can show you mine. I did mine a little differently, but this is, so you get all the pieces to do that. You do need some good glue and what I used was binder clips to hold the pieces together. And so they give you all of the embellishments to make all of these little circles. So in the kit, you get these little dies that are these little wooden circles for about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/4 inch, not quarter, but close to it. And so you take all of everything's pre-cut and you just assemble it by the pictures or however you want. There's some different sports. And so what I did, I was working on mine to show you guys today. Oops. Get these little cards out of the way. This is my version of that. And so you also get the magnets. I'm trying to see if I can lift that off. Yep, so there's the magnet there. So you put it, so you can change out all of these little circles. So I did one for Christmas. Oh, can't get it off of there. There we go. And then after Christmas is my snowflake. Use some of the shimmer stuff on that as well, the shimmer brushes. But yeah, you get everything you just need to get your own adhesive and put that together. So everything comes in the kit, and you just get a little project you can hang it on my wall in my new place. This is the pumpkin. I like the design of the pumpkin. So there's enough for every month to be changing up your little decal in your home design. I kind of tilted mine. I kind of liked it, the playfulness of it. put my little wreath back on there. So there's that. You can see that there's lifted up some of the branches, and the little bow comes in there too with that kit. So something to think about for January in the middle of a snowstorm. Hopefully we're not. Okay. So on all of your kits, so you have those, the little dots that put down the embellishments for the threads. So if you didn't use it on the other card, you can put it on any card that you want. And there was some of the little silver gems that you could put on there. Also your little sentiments. There was, I believe, six sentiments in the kits for you to choose which ones you wanted to use in your cards. Did anybody participate in Diane's workshop earlier this week? I was watching the rebroadcast of it, getting some tips on sewing. One of the things that we did have also for up until December, I don't have any, is these little wooden ornaments. I did one in gold last night, but I left that at my mom's yesterday. And they had cute little snowflakes. Those are available to the end of the month, I believe. Oh, that's not the right one. Yeah, so they're, and actually they came with a, if you happen to have a Cricut, and they came with a SVG file, which is for the Cricut to cut out the design. So you could cut this out in, say if you had like a silver vinyl, you could cut these out and then attach them to the wooden snowflakes or the trees. Somebody did them in a holographic print. That was pretty cool. I'm not seeing what's happening, so and then the other one was the ornaments. So those were really cute little, I'm just going to do them for Christmas presents, little Christmas presents for people to put on their tree for next year, for this year and for next year. Maybe put a little tag on there that says 2020 memories. So those are things that we did have going on for close to my heart. So there is different items in that are still available. The next one is the Moments Like These is a calendar project. And then we'll, so you create 13 single page layouts for your calendar, and you do all of those layouts for the whole month of, or whole year of 2021. So that's those. So there was different, oh, one of the other things that we got on the Black Friday sale from Close to My Heart was the quarantine stamp sets. These were only available on Black Friday. and they had these cute little, oh dear, what a year. Deck the halls with masks and cleaner. Baby, it's COVID outside. So they were really cute stamp sets that we were able to purchase. Actually, everybody was able to purchase. They weren't just available to consultants. They were only thing that were available on the Black Friday sale. So you get like the turkey, because the US just had their Thanksgiving in November. So the turkey, it's a pumpkin pie, football, quarantine can't stop Thanksgiving. Well, I think it should have, but. So again, quarantine means more time with the people I love. We couldn't go anywhere, so. And then a little 2020 with a pumpkin and a mask on it. So they were different little things. There's that gnome again. Gnomes were big this year. I was talking to the cashier at the local pharmacy, and she goes, it's like came out of nowhere, these gnomes. Is everybody doing okay? Any questions, any comments? I do have a website. If anybody's interested in looking at any of the products I showed or just reviewing some stuff. It is my name. It is my name, Michele, with one L. So it's Michele, King, King. And then it's close to my heart.ca. So I will hold that up there. I'm not sure that you can read it, but hopefully it works. And so like I said, the Boxing Day sale will be coming up on Saturday. Usually it starts at 3 p.m. Utah time, and that would be 5 p.m. here. So they're 2 hours behind us. And yeah, so that's just different little things that we have going on. I really like this little pumpkin. I thought the intricacy of that cutout was amazing. It's just sitting here, it's looking at me. And so yeah, that was, I know that we did it really quick, and I know a lot of the time is coloring and designing your page, but when we have to do little workshop kits like this and send them out, it's best to keep them simple and pictures of them that you can keep referring back to and able to see them. I'm hoping that can see that. My internet is, even though I just got internet like at 4 o'clock today, ExecuLink finally came in and installed the service after hounding them for 2 weeks, and it's telling me that it's low. So how's everybody got their cards going? Any comments?
Those look great, Beck.
I can't see that.
Rebecca's got hers up there.
Oh, awesome.
Alexis is wondering if we can put the link in the chat here. It's Michele King.
Yep. Close to my heart.
To my heart.com.
.ca.
We can
And I have
also
my,
include the,
oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
Oh,
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say I have the tax exempt forms to fill out as well, so I can email on that as well.
That's excellent. Well, we can include all that information if you want to send it to Casey in
Okay.
our follow-up email.
Yep, I can do that.
And that way everyone has all the links and all the info where they can learn more or get involved in more work.
Yeah. With the cards, I always tell people, they're like, "Oh my God, mine did turn out right." I go, "If you want perfect, buy Hallmark."
Yeah, that's a good thing.
So one of the things I didn't fill out, I didn't include any inside sentiments. Just it's difficult to say who you're sending it to or whether a gift card was just going in there or anything like that. So it's blank to tell your own story in there.
I don't know, Sean, if you just wanted to bring up Kay Jonathan's video. She's showing us the cards that she made.
Wow, those look great.
Awesome work.
All right. Well, is there anything else?
No, that basically covers everything that we've had the kits for. 6 cards and what are we at? Like an hour?
No, I think that's a great time.
Yeah,
And
so it's everything.
does anyone have any last minute questions or comments for Michele before we say goodnight?
Yeah, and also if you go to the Facebook or go to the website, my links for my Facebook and it's Twitter, they're all on that my website page. So you can always reach out.
Thank you, Michele.
You're welcome.
Miigwech.
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 All right. With that, everyone, thanks so much for spending some time with us tonight. Thank you so much, Michele, for
Yes.
sharing with us. And
Thank you
I
for
hope
being
everyone
my
has a
first
great-
Zoom session.
I think it went really well.
Good. I hope
So
I hope
thanks
they got
again.
some ideas. Yeah.
No, this is great, and we'll talk to everyone real soon. Have a great rest of your weekend and enjoy the holidays.
Yep.
Thanks, Michele.
Yep. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.